Hi guys! Today we are going to do a pick a card reading. This is what you need to know right now. So I have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. I felt called to put all of these beautiful quartz crystals up here if you all wanted to choose your pile based on the crystals if you liked. So just intuitively feel which pile is the right one for you, and then we will get started, and the timestamps are down below. Alright, pile number 1, this is the message that you need to hear right now. So the first card that we have, the reading is going like this, and then I put the other cards under here. So the first card is going to be the Sun card, and what I'm feeling from this card is your emotional state. So it's that feeling of things haven't really been going the way I want to, I'm kind of sad, maybe I'm like a little bit depressed, that I'm just not seeing things the way I want to. It almost feels like being in a funk, you know what I mean, when you're just like blah all the time. And then what I feel like your focus in your mind is more on this Two of Pentacles card, where this is kind of more of your emotions. So in your mind, it feels to me like you have so many things that you need to focus on, and you're like trying to juggle finances, and finances might feel a little bit stressful at this period in time, because I feel like there's this like unknowingness, like I'm not really sure, I know I need to do something. It feels like being ungrounded, kind of being up in the air, and having a lot of things that you need to do, and you're trying to balance them, and you're having a hard time. The next card is the reversed Wheel of Fortune, and what this card is making me feel is that you might have lost sight that there is a season and there is a time for everything, and seasons always pass. So even if what is going on right now is a little bit stressful and you feel like a little bit blah, it will pass. It too shall pass. Things always pass. I remember once when I was really young, I was walking home from school, and I had several houses to walk through in order to walk by in order to get to my house. And I remember thinking how unhappy I was and how I didn't like what was going on. And then this divine thought came to me, and it was, oh, wait, this is only temporary. Like, this is temporary. This 100% shall pass. And it did very shortly after. So that's what this card is reminding me of that. Remember that. This too shall pass. There's a season for everything. Okay? The next card is the Chariot. I feel this very strong desire within you to move forward. You want to move forward. You want to be clear. You want to be precise. You want to be like, okay, I'm going to do A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, you want that forward movement, like how she would do if she was on the motorcycle and riding like very, 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 very fast. Okay, which brings me to the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is very methodical, very logical. It's like, okay, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and I'm arranging my day like this, and I'm kind of maybe doing some time blocking. Like, the Knight of Pentacles has a plan of action in order to move forward and do what needs to be done. Oh, I skipped a card. I skipped the Queen of Pentacles. How could I do that? All right, well, let's just allow ourselves to move back over here. So I feel like the thing you want to be is the Queen of Pentacles. So you want to be stable financially. You want to be grounded. You want to know where the money's coming from instead of feeling this like uneasiness because you're not sure where it's coming from. This does bring me over to the Six of Pentacles card. It feels to me like you do have some money coming in. For some reason, this feels like unemployment, or whatever unemployment would feel like to you. So there is money coming in. You're receiving money in some way, or you're receiving some sort of support. Maybe you're living at home, or you're living for free somewhere, or at a severe discount. So that is an indirect way of receiving monetary support, right? That's money like, you know, you don't have to earn and then pay for. And then the Ten of Wands. So this feels to me like you have a lot of time right now. So it's not like you have this crushing burden that you might have if you were working 50 or 60 hours a week. It doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like this like expanse of time. And I mean, you appreciate the financial support that you're getting, but it is making you feel a little bit ungrounded, and like you just have to balance all these things, because it's just this feeling of like, well, but I don't really know what's going to happen, because this is temporary. And it's like, well, what am I going to do, you know, when we've moved into something else? Like, what's next? It feels like this unknowingness of like not being sure. And because you don't feel like you can like be in command of your reality, which would be the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, you feel kind of a little unsettled and just a little happy because you don't feel like you're in the driver's seat. You feel like you're in the passenger seat. That's what I'm getting from the sun sign reversed. Okay. So although it's nice to be sitting in the passenger seat and being supported, you would actually prefer to be in the driver's seat, which is the Queen of Pentacles energy. Okay. So if I were you, what I would do is I would journal on, okay, if I was in the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles energy, if I knew that I knew where my money was coming from and I felt solid and I felt stable and I felt really good and I felt confident, I felt like I was doing the things that was creating the money. So what I'm getting here with your current state with the Six of Pentacles is that although it's nice to like not have a lot of burdens and whatnot, you don't really like the feeling of it just like, it's not the dropping out of the sky part, it's that but I want to feel like I'm creating it. I want to feel like I know that if I do this thing, then the money is going to come in, and then I'm going to feel safe and secure because I feel like I'm in control, like I feel like I'm doing something to receive, and I know that if I keep doing the thing, I'm going to keep receiving, and then it's going to be consistent. So the overall reading that I'm feeling here is you don't like that nebulous feeling of just uncertainty in the future, in the near future. That feels unstabilizing to you and ungrounding to you. You don't like that. You want to be in the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. So it might be good for you to journal on, well, if I knew that I was receiving money easily and consistently and I would keep receiving it, what would that feel like? What would I be doing? What would I be thinking? If I could take steps and actions every day that would easily bring in money naturally, and I knew it would be consistent and I knew it would keep coming, what would I be doing? What would I be thinking? Maybe what kind of job would I be getting, or what kind of business would I be starting? And then ask yourself, okay, well, what steps could I take to go in that direction? If you can hold the vision of the Queen of Pentacles, right, of I'm very secure, I'm very happy, I know what to do to bring in the money's coming easily, the money's coming natural, it's very clear, it's very consistent. Consistency for you, and consistency in the future especially, feels like really important to you. What steps would you be taking? How can you take those steps? So write out the step, and then write out the step beyond the step beyond the step, and the step beyond the step, and see if you can link yourself up to the goal of, okay, I'm feeling and I'm noticing that the money's coming, it's coming easily and naturally. I feel like if you have some sort of plan and you get your energy organized a little bit and you have something to focus on, you're going to feel a lot better, because this whole uncertainty thing isn't working for you, and it's just really making you feel kind of like lazy, depressed, not wanting to do anything because you feel out of control. Okay. Okay, so let's see. The next card that I have for you all is Garden of the Sun and Moon. The change you seek may be outside your comfort zone. Ask the strength to help to move forward. Okay, so a lot of times by writing down the next step, the next step, and the next step, it takes the uncertainty out of it. It takes the fear out of it, because then you're just looking at it, and you can look at it objectively, you can look at it clearly, and you can just be like, okay, well, it's not that big of a deal, right? Like, it'll drain the fear out of it. So maybe that's why you haven't been able to move forward or to see clearly, because there's so much uncertainty and fear on this possible next path that you could take, you know, by the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles that I talked about, that maybe when you do the journaling, it'll kind of like pull that fear, drain the fear out of your mind and out of your body, and stop making you feel so destabilized. It'll make you feel more certain. You really want to feel more certain. All right, the next card I pulled for you is the Destiny card. All that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown. Okay, so this is reminding you to keep it top of mind that every time you take a step, you can see a little bit further. Every time you take a step, you can see a little bit further, to help calm those fears of uncertainty as you continue to walk forward. The next card that I pulled for you all is the I choose to reinterpret my fears with a more loving perspective. Beautiful. All right, guys. So yeah, what are your fears? Like, maybe when you write out your next step, next step, next step, next step, you'll be able to see, well, I'm actually afraid of like this thing, this thing, and this thing. And then great, you can stop and go, hey, fear, I don't think so, not today. And you can evict the fear and be like, sorry, you've got to go. There's multiple ways I like to do that. One of the ways you can do that is you can absolutely reframe the fear. If you have trouble reframing the fear, literally write the opposite of what the fear is. So take the sentence of the fear and reverse the energy, okay? Sometimes when you've been in fear so long or been thinking some thought for so long, it's a little bit hard to see the opposite of it. So when I used to have trouble with that, I would take each word and reverse the word, and the sentence would be nonsensical, but it would help me be able to shift my perspective to see how the fear was false, and then I would try to rewrite the sentence and make it make sense, and that would help me get in the vibration of, okay, like not letting myself be limited by this fear that's honestly ridiculous. All right, I pulled 2 last cards for you all. All right, we have Movement, Meditation, and Sun Goddess. Okay, beautiful. Look, here's the Sun card. Sun card is now upright. We started with an upside down Sun card, and now we have an upright Sun card. So good. You have the power to transmute all of these energies. The Sun also deals with the ego. It deals with your mind. It deals with what is visible and what can be seen, okay? There's a dragon in here referring to your power. Your power lies in seeing things differently. Your power lies in taking command, asking yourself maybe the questions I asked you earlier with the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles about what you can do to move forward, what equals certainty to you, what makes you feel stable, okay? What are some things you could do to bring more stability in your life, more certainty, especially certainty in the future, all right? I celebrate each sunrise and recognize the healing energies of the sun. This also feels to me like being grateful in the moment for everything you have and everything that's coming in, right? Like, thank you, Earth. Thank you for bringing me these divine ideas. Thank you for bringing me the divine next steps. I trust and know that I'm going to receive exactly what I need to receive. Movement, meditation. I celebrate and honor my physical body through dance and movement. Okay, what's coming to me through this is maybe you need to put on some music, do some yoga. Maybe you need to put your headphones on, go for a walk around the block. Maybe do an exercise routine. Maybe get on YouTube and look up, I don't know, I'm doing core exercises all the time, so that's what I'm doing. But you can look up exercises on YouTube and follow them. There's also some on Instagram and whatnot. And like, move your body and start to like, moving your body gets you more into your body and out of your head and out of the fear, and that will help you connect to yourself. If you have the ability to swim, that would be great too. I personally used to sneak into apartment complexes to go swimming. That was what I did because I didn't have access to a pool, but I will just let you guys figure out how to find water if that's what feels good to you all. All right, I feel really good about this reading. I feel like the steps that you need to take are pretty clear. You absolutely have the ability to change the energy and know that this too shall pass, and you have the power to do that. All right, guys, if you enjoy this and you have a friend who'd like to see these pick a card readings as well, please send them over, and don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell button so you can be notified when I do other videos like this. All right, y'all, I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. This is your reading for what you need to know right now. So the first card that we have is the 6 of Wands and the High Priestess and King of Pentacles. So when I feel into this card, I feel like you have achieved some sort of success. You are kind of at the top of what you have been maybe doing or building for the past few years. The High Priestess card, it makes me feel like you've used your intuition, you have followed your heart's desire, you followed what the universe and what your higher self have been telling you. I notice that there's a computer here and a phone, and that makes me think that you have some sort of solid social media presence in some way. So somehow you are maybe having a business online, bringing in money in that capacity. You have some sort of a solid setup that you have been successful in, and you feel really good about that. And the King of Pentacles is a card of being grounded, having plenty of money, being supported, and he almost looks kind of bored in this card. So that makes me feel like, you know, you're used to the success, you've had the success, you don't like desire or want it because you already have it, okay? And you've used your not just intellectual powers, but your intuition, and you follow the magic within you in order to get to where you are receiving money, and you do feel good and stable. What my attention is really being drawn to in this reading is this 2 of Wands energy. So it's time for you to look outside of where you have been. Two things come to me about this card, decisions and vision. So I feel like you have this vision of being much larger than where you are. So maybe instead of being in one city, you're now in multiple cities, as an example. I'm not saying like physically being in different cities. I mean like instead of having a reach this big, you have a reach this big. So you want to go to some like very large vision. And it feels to me the vision you have in your mind is so big, it almost feels like, how am I going to do that? Like, I like that I've been successful in what I've been doing the past short duration is working, it's doing well, I feel stable, and I feel solid in my success. But when I really think about what I really want, it seems so big and so far away. It's like, how am I going to get there? And when you get into that energy, it destabilizes you a little bit. Let's go over to the Four of Pentacles here. It feels like that, but I don't want to lose what I've already got. Like, I've already built this. This is very stable. This is great. But honestly, this is boring. And I really want to do something new, but I get into the excitement of doing something new, and then as soon as I get into the excitement, I move past that into fear, because the vision is just so big that then I go into contraction, and it's like, but wait, I don't want to lose what I've built. What if I put my attention on this big vision out here and I fail, and then I lose the success and stability that I've already achieved from, it feels like, methodical, magical steps, okay? Like, I did this thing, and then my intuition told me to do this, and I did that, and then I got that as a divine inspiration, and then I did that. So your intuition's been leading you this whole time, and now it feels to you like, oh, but if I do that, it's just going to be too much. Oh, what if I lose everything? So what needs to be brought in here is some King of Swords energy. So more decision energy, more being, see, we have butterflies, change and transformation. In order to change and transform the circumstance, you need to bring more analytical sword energy into it and kind of like balance out this feeling of overwhelmment, which then leads to contraction. So maybe write out, what is your vision, the entire vision? Okay, and then write out, what exactly are you afraid of, and kind of bring it down out of this like nebulous ethers of your mind and get it onto the paper. Well, I'm actually afraid that if I extend out so far that then this thing will happen, that thing will happen, and that thing will happen, I'll be spread too thin, I won't have enough time to do all this, I'll lose things through the cracks, and then I won't have this success that I've had anymore, and I will lose something. Okay, and it feels like the reason why what you've been doing has worked so well is because you are very much involved in the day-to-day operations of the thing. You're all up in there, monitoring what's going on, doing what needs to be done. It does require a lot of your time, and it almost feels like you want to branch out to something that maybe doesn't take up so much of your time. Maybe that would require you to delegate. Maybe that would require you to hire some people to help you, or you need to have some new systems in place in order to be able to manifest the type of growth you want. But your current, how you've been doing things, being all, I don't know, micromanaging is not the word I want, but being so enmeshed in the day-to-day operations, I feel like that's how your High Priestess creates, which is beautiful and wonderful. But to go to this next level that you're envisioning and dreaming of is probably going to require some more people to help you. So you've got to figure out how to allow this High Priestess energy that has helped you create everything you've created so far into this bigger vision, and ask yourself, okay, well, how would my High Priestess do this, right? What is the soul aligned way to do this? What is my intuition telling me is the way to do this? And it might be to break it down into simpler steps, but by bringing some logical sword energy into the situation and just looking at it, looking at your irrational fears, and I'm not judging you for the irrational fears, but bringing your irrational fears, this is too much, I can't deal with this, it's overwhelming, bringing some sword energy and some impartial, neutral, logical energy into the situation is going to help you make choices and bring out more of a leader type of energy, okay? So this Emperor is wearing red, and it has the horns like the ram, which is reminding me of the Aries, right, in the zodiac. So Aries is all about taking decisive, clear action and moving forward. And Aries also, in this leader energy, it doesn't have a lot of doubt or I'm not sure. It just plows forward and moves forward. It's like a clear energy of moving forward and being like a laser. So to bring in more clarity, knowing I can move forward, I'm going to do this, 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 and this feels good, and getting that passionate energy flowing through your body again, is going to require you to have a more of an analytical, neutral, impartial perspective. And I feel like the only way you can do that is to grab out of the ethers the overwhelming fears and feelings that kind of overtake your body and make you feel destabilized, get it on a sheet of paper and look at what you're actually afraid of and why you're contracting. What is making your body contract? What is making you energetically contract? Okay, by looking at it, being neutral, bringing in the High Priestess. Okay, well, I don't have to do everything in a day, for starters. I can bring in this energy of what is my body telling me? What is my intuition telling me? How do I go from where I am now to where I want to be in a more relaxed way? Okay, maybe it's how do I do it in steps. So maybe you can take this dream and instead of just going from here to here, maybe you can be like, okay, well, maybe I'm going to do this first. All right, I'm going to forget about all that. And then I'm going to do that next and forget about all that. And then maybe after I achieve that, and then I'll do that. So bringing it down into manageable steps is going to help you stop going into this like overwhelm and disassociating and kind of like leaving your body. All right, the next card that I have for you all is this one. It is the Evening Dreams. You possess the power to do much when you work in truth. All right, the swords are about truth. Bring more truth into the situation and less energy of your fear body freaking out, and then it's going to be a lot easier to manifest your dreams. All right, the next card that I have for you all is Magical Powers. I weave and clear, I cast and know, magic's secrets to me now show. Okay, so bring in how you created what you've got is through magic to some degree. Either through doing witchy stuff or doing setting intentions, doing rituals around the intentions, directing your mind, however it is that you direct your mind. Some people do it in a more linear way by like scripting, meaning you write out what you want to have as if it's already done, okay? Or you could do it in a more witchy way where you like do like a ritual. All of these things they all work, okay? Whatever you've been using, the way you've done what you've done to create what you've got is also going to help you move to the next realm. Okay, stop making where you want to go so far out of reach that you can't do it. It's really not that far. By bringing more truth into the situation, you're going to see it's not that big of a deal, and you can use magic, right, like you've been using all along in order to create what you want. It doesn't have to be this big fuzzy hairy subject. All right, the next card I have for you all is to relinquish control. I simply let loose and allow myself to be more childlike. All right, let's bring some childlike energy into your vision, right? If you didn't have all these restrictions and all of these like, oh, I can't do it this way and this is going to be hard and yada yada, right? If you just didn't have all that, you know what? How would you do it? How could it be fun? How could it be easy? Like your inner child wouldn't see all your issues and like problems about it. It would be like, oh, let's go do this. That would be fun. And that also bringing that fun energy along with the High Priestess and the magical energy, that's like alchemical, right? That allows you to manifest things even faster because now you're bringing in the energy of excitement and fun and joy as well as your vision as well as the magic, and that in itself creates worlds. All right, the other cards that I have for you all are Forest, Frolic, Maiden, and Embrace Change. Okay, I move easily and confidently through the changes of my life. That feels like this Two of Wands energy again. And then Forest, Frolic, Maiden is I acknowledge my inner child and open my heart to the joy she brings. Okay, more inner child stuff, seeing things through the eyes of your inner child. That could be a fun journaling exercise, maybe after you bring in some sword energy and some truth energy so you can get your body to stop freaking out and calm down. Bring in the inner child. What would she do? How would she see it? What is the most magical, fun way to bring this about? What is the most effortless way to bring about, right? How can you do this in the way that's most fun? Especially if you see your big vision in steps, like the next step, maybe there's like 3 more steps to get to the ultimate vision. Maybe you just look at the next, if you're here, maybe you just look at the next realm that you want to create and look at it from the perspective of the child. What is most fun? What is most flowy? Because I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be hard to sustain a higher level of success if your energy collapses, okay? Because then you'll just self-sabotage yourself and you won't create the thing because it'll be too much. So as soon as you get your energy clear, okay, it'll be very easy for you to move through kind of like this ram energy the Aries energy. It'll be very easy for you to go, right? That's how you make things happen fast and outside of time in a magical way. It's when you're clear. But so your body needs to be clear, right? You need to be mentally and emotionally clear, and then it will be very easy to go from here to here, and then all this High Priestess energy will just automatically start to move through your body, and you'll get the divine insights and ideas of how to do things, and it will be really easy because your body is clear. So you got to bring in the sword energy to like calm down, and then bring in the childlike energy to allow it to be more mystical and magical, and it'll start to get those creative juices flowing, and then things are going to start to move and shift for you, and it'll be easy for you to go from here to here. Okay, and then naturally later you can go out another realm and then go out another realm. Okay, all right guys, if you all liked this reading and you have a friend who would like a Pick a Pile reading as well, please send them over, and please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. All right, let's dive into your reading. I'm going to read the cards in this manner. Okay, so the first thing that I notice is over this general reading, I feel like you guys have had kind of a tough time lately. So this 3 of Wands feels to me like a disappointment. You were trying to reach further, you were trying to do something new, reach a new height in some way, and it just didn't work. It fell through, you didn't receive what you thought, just everything just kind of fell apart. And we have the 3 of Cups reversed. So I'm getting the feeling that you were doing this with other people. They said they were going to do this with you, they said they wanted to do this with you, but they actually didn't hold up their end of the bargain. I feel like they didn't do what they promised. They absolutely did not follow through with what they said in the beginning. They pretty much did almost next to nothing and left you with all of the work. The 9 of Wands card, it feels to me like it's been such a burden for you. You've been carrying all of this, and it almost feels like the other people that have been involved with you, maybe they have been being merry and not like taking responsibility. They've been having more fun, where you have been left with all of the work and all the details and all the things and day-to-day operations and whatnot that need to get done, and they're just being merry and having a good time, and you're just shouldering all of the burden. And the things that you guys had hoped to achieve, not only did you not achieve them, but it's been really hard this entire time that you've been doing it. It's not been a fun time, let's put it that way, okay? This Knight of Wands reversed, you did not move forward. You did not reach the goal. It has been hard. Everything has been just like the slow slog through mud. And then you're just like, what am I even why am I even doing this? And then we move over to the Tower card, and it feels to me like, I don't know if it's already happened or it's about to happen, or maybe you already know. Like, you already know, even though you don't have physical confirmation, but you already suspect somebody here, either they have betrayed you in the sense that they have told someone else that they always thought it was a terrible idea and they never really wanted to do it anyway, and they just did it in order to placate you, or you suspect that, right? Like, that's what your inner knowing is, even though you don't have any, basis in reality to confirm that, because they keep saying that they want to do this thing with you and that they are here to support you. But in actuality, you aren't getting any support. If anything, you are stuck with the short end of the stick, and you're tired of it, and you feel upset, you feel frustrated, maybe even a little disillusioned. For some of you, you've definitely heard through the grapevine that one of these people has betrayed you in the sense that they basically told somebody else they never wanted to do whatever this creative endeavor here was that you were doing. And I say creative because it's the wands. So they said that they were going to support you and they didn't, and now you feel very kind of like bitter, disheartened, like how could this happen? I feel like there's a tendency on your end to kind of be blaming this person, like, well, then why did they tell me that they wanted to do this thing with me if they were never going to do it in the first place, right? So I'm noticing that sort of energy. And then let's move into the Star card. So the Star card is all about alignment. It's all about purpose. And in the tarot deck, the Star card is actually right after the Tower card. This deck was very shuffled. It's interesting that it naturally came out this way. So the natural progression after the betrayal, realizing that there are these truths that came to light that you can now see that you couldn't see before, that's making this whole situation make sense now. The Star card is inviting you to come back to your center. So even though you didn't like what happened and it was like a difficult lesson to learn and everything, it wasn't on path for you with whatever you were doing. And I feel like your anger and resentment towards the people that said they were going to help and support you is what's stopping you from moving forward. Like continuing to blame them for not being able to stand up in their truth and not being able to tell you how they really felt is keeping you from moving forward. So that is something that, especially in American society, people tend to do a lot. They can say that they want to do something when really they don't want to do it, and then they can't voice and say that they don't want to do that thing. And I personally find that something kind of annoying because I don't usually have that trait. I'm not saying that I've never done that trait before. I did when I was much younger, but like, I'm going to tell you to your face, like, if I don't want to do the thing, okay? That's not what this person did, or these people. There could be multiple people. I feel like one in particular is standing out more than the group, all right? That's not what this person did. They continued to hide their feelings. They continued to not express themselves as you went through with whatever the thing was that you were doing. And now you feel so upset, like, oh my God, they've lied to me this whole time. And I'm going to just tell you right now, continuing to be like holding this cord. So like, how dare they, and blaming them, that anger and resentment thing, totally not going to help you move forward. So let's move into the Star card. So what's true about this is that, you know, this wasn't really in alignment for you. And somewhere, if you actually tap deep down into your truth, you know on some level that this whole thing, when it started, it wasn't aligned. Okay, so if you are like, all right, let me be completely transparent with myself. Let me really feel into what's actually true. If I'm going to take responsibility for what happened here, and I'm going to think about it, I actually knew before we started this probably wasn't a good idea. In fact, I had multiple flags along the way of doing the thing with these people or person that it wasn't going to work. And I knew, and I kept not listening to myself. So I feel like what needs to happen here is you need to acknowledge what you knew deep down, okay, and acknowledge that. All right, so you can't get too mad at this person for not telling you the truth, because they didn't acknowledge their inner knowing either and communicate that to you, just like you didn't acknowledge your own inner knowing and then communicate that to them. Okay, so if you're being mad at them, you're just being mad at yourself. So if you really tap into what is the divine truth of this situation, I feel like you knew that it wasn't right, it wasn't on path, there were some problems. So let's ask the cards, what is this inviting you to do now? It's inviting you to move into this Ace of Cups and Ace of Swords energy. So it's making new decisions about what you want to invite into your life. Like, how do you want to feel? How do you choose to have your relationships to be? The Lover's card. So if you could actually redefine your relationship with other people, like, how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel loved? Do you want to feel kindness? Do you want to feel compassion? Then you need to do that with yourself. You need to feel kindness, compassion, and forgiveness within yourself for not acknowledging your true inner feelings and what was actually truly aligned for you. Because there were lots of things about this that were not aligned for you. Maybe your ego was excited because it was like, oh, we're going to do this thing and it's going to be cool, and then I'm going to get this thing and then it's going to make me worthy because like I'll have this thing. But really it was never divinely in alignment for you in the first place. So one perspective of this whole situation is to think about how, you know, what went on between you and the other people in this situation is just you and you. So if you look at it from that perspective and it's like you and your inner being, where were you not acknowledging your inner being? How can you be in partnership with yourself? How can you be in partnership and forgive yourself and choose, this to me feels like forgiveness with the hands on the heart, and choose to be more in alignment with you? Because when you're in alignment with you, then you don't have these issues with other people outside of you, because what's going on in your outer reality is a reflection of what's going on inside. So clearing up how you have been communicating to yourself, how you have been connecting to yourself, what you've been saying to yourself, okay? Have you been having conversations with yourself? Have you been feeling into what you truly desire and want? You know, do you make time for the inner connection within you? You know, because if you're not, then that means that you're not doing it with the other people outside of you either, right? Which can lead to chaos and everybody being on a different page, which is basically what happened in this whole situation. And I understand that it was hard. I understand it was difficult, and you probably have a lot of emotions of anger and resentment at them and then being mad at yourself. But, you know, to let go of that anger at yourself and blaming of yourself, you've got to really stop, take some responsibility, be like, okay, I'm going to focus on the alignment within me. What could I have done differently? What different decisions could I have made? What were my actual feelings that I wasn't really acknowledging? Okay, and then bring yourself into the energy of, how do I actually want to have my relationships be? with others, because when you heal the relationship with yourself, you'll heal the relationship with the other people. Okay, so this is a time to make new decisions about, do you want to have clear, honest communication with others? How do you want to do that? Can you allow yourself to speak it? You know, how do you want to feel around other people? Do you want to feel safe? Do you want to feel held? Do you want to feel like there's solid communication and you can actually share what you really deeply desire? You know, you'll attract people to you that are able to communicate on these deeper realms when you're able to communicate with yourself on those deeper realms, okay? All right, so let's see what the other cards have in store for you all. Earth Mother, allow your heart to propel you to greater things than you have ever known. So in forgiving this person and in forgiving the situation and allowing your heart to be cleansed, it's going to bring you into greater alignment and really allow you to feel more love, more stability, more abundance and prosperity in your life. And then things will work. So this whole thing wasn't really about attaining whatever it was you were trying to attain. It is about the relationships along the way into attain the thing. It's about the journey, not the destination. I know that's annoying. Nobody likes to hear that. It's what came through. The next card is letting go. Allow the wisdom to remain, but the sting I shall never feel again. Okay, so what do you need to let go of? What decisions? Let's bring this sword card energy in here. What decisions do you need to make within yourself to not allow this kind of situation to occur again? Okay, what do you need to let go of in order to not have this be a repeat? It's a very good question to journal on. All right. I don't need to find my purpose. My purpose will find me. Okay. The thing I feel about this energy here in the beginning of the reading is you felt like it was going to give you a purpose, or it was going to give you some sort of reason, or you were going to be good enough because you did that thing. And what I want to tell you is that you are good enough just the way you are. And when you feel the feelings in your body of, I love myself, I'm good enough just the way that I am, and my purpose is finding me, I know my purpose is here, and you focus on things like that, then your purpose will find you, okay? And you also, I feel, need to have like a good relationship within your inner being in order to bring that purpose out easily. So maybe everything was perfect and exactly what needed to happen so that you could really feel what you needed to know in yourself so you can be a vibrational match to your purpose. As a side note, something really good to do is listen to affirmations while you sleep on YouTube about how you do know your life purpose. I mean, there's affirmations for everything. Obviously, you all can figure out how to find that. Okay, the other cards I have for you are meditation, abundance, and the present. Okay, I meditate daily to allow universal wisdom to flow through me. All right, how can you connect to yourself on a daily basis, to what your inner being is telling you, your emotions are telling you? How can you acknowledge your inner state of how you feel about things and allow that? I feel like the energy to some degree has been bottled up and you need to let it out. And because you haven't let it out, what happened is it ended up coming out in your reality with your relationships with these people, okay? So when you are not bottling up energy and the energy is flowing freely through you, you won't have circumstances in your life like this where things end up overflowing and being a crisis, okay? Abundance. I am grateful for the abundant nature and the universe providing in my life, okay? And the present. I fully experience every moment of my life by living in the present. Okay, so every time you get an anger and resentment, it takes you out of the present. So doing things that are going to make you feel more in the present are going to help your body, soul, and mind heal. What's coming to me is being in a bath with all of this water is a great idea. So if you cannot go to the river, you can always go to your bathtub, right? Hopefully you have a bathtub. Or you can sit underneath the shower head like I do and just pretend that you're sitting under a waterfall. Extra bonus points if you put on nature music while you're in the shower. I'll tell you what, you guys, next level shower experience right here. And I just like to put my iPad in the window and put on YouTube and, you know, type in nature sounds, whatever, and then it comes right up. Okay, so that's a good way to kind of like rejuvenate your soul and feel better. I feel like you do need some sort of extra self-care and just allow yourself to be in your body and allow the anger and resentment emotions to flush out of your body, okay? And the more that you acknowledge truth, the more that you acknowledge what's really important to you, and the more you let it go, the clearer you're going to be, the better you're going to feel, and then it's going to be a lot easier for you to move forward, feel clarity inside yourself, and then you'll know how to move forward and know what to do, okay? Alright guys, if you have friends that you think would like to pick a card reading, please send them over my way. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you get to see all my new videos. And I'll see you guys later. Bye! Alright, pile number 4. This is the message that you need to know right now. So for your reading, we have the 7 of Pentacles and the 2 of Swords, as well as Strength reversed. And when I feel into the 7 of Pentacles, I feel like you all have been working on something for a while. You have been doing a project or just putting all of your creative energy into something. It could be a side business or something to the likes of that. And although you have been working on it for a long time, it's not really where you want it to be. So in this card, as you can see, her plants are in pots. They are not outside. And although, I mean, you are happy with what you have grown so far and it looks good and it is bearing some fruit, it's not bearing all of the fruit that you want it to bear. So if we took these plants and we put them outside and we planted them, they could grow bigger, they could grow taller, and they could have more fruit on them. And what I feel like you're wanting to create is plants that are outside and more self-sustaining. So whatever this project is that you have been putting all your energy and attention into, you would prefer that, like the plants outside, they self-sustain themselves, right? It rains, the sun shines down on them, the earth nourishes them, and they don't need as much time and attention. Because right now, the plants are in the greenhouse, they're shielded from the sun, you're using this little water pail in order to water them. So it's taking a lot of your time and attention to bring the plants what they need. Maybe you have to bring them over to the window to get them sun. And, you know, it's requiring more, your project is requiring more time and attention than you would like to give to it, and you would prefer that the project or whatever you have been putting your energy into start to return more fruits back to you than what it has thus far. Okay, so it's been returning something, it's just not what you'd really want it to do, and you want it to be easier. The 2 of Swords energy here is, you know, you need to make a choice, but you can't exactly see what you need to do. You're aware of your emotions, because I see all the water in this card. So you know how you feel, you're aware of your frustrations, everything that I just told you about the 7 of Pentacles, you're aware of that, like you know that. But you're still not sure how to move forward. You just can't quite see what it is that you need to see in order to execute and make the decision. So there's something that we're not allowing ourselves to bring to light. So if we go to the Inner Strength card, the first thing I get out of this card is like doubt. You're just not really sure if you have the strength that you need in order to do what you need to do or finish carrying things out. You're a little worried, well, what if I put my plants outside? Are they going to survive, or are they just going to die? Like, if they don't have all of my constant attention. So what that can mean to me is you're a little bit afraid of pulling away some of your daily attention, maybe even multiple times a day. And this could represent some sort of like social media thing that you all are doing. It's like, well, if I don't post all the time, or I don't put all that time and energy into this thing, is it going to wither away? Like, am I going to continue to receive? Like, it's like, I've worked so hard to do this. If I put the plants outside, if I put my project outside and spend less attention on it, am I going to lose it? Right? Like, is it going to then be harder later to receive fruits? Like, if I put the plants outside, are they going to stop bearing fruit? I work so hard to get the fruit I've got, and I don't want to get less fruit. Okay, so that's what I'm feeling from the Strength card. Inside, you don't have this inner knowing that's very strong, which is, I think, why you're kind of afraid to make a decision as well, and you're not sure how to move forward. The World card, what I'm feeling from this is you feel kind of done with the way you've been doing things, and you know, they worked for you in the past and that was fine, but you've grown as a person, and I feel like you've kind of outgrown the ways that you've been doing things, and it's really time for a change. You want to find a new way where you can do things that'll work for you, that is more in harmony with your values and how you want to live on a daily basis, and you just don't have the bandwidth to put so much energy into whatever you've been putting energy into. The next card we have is the Hermit card. So I feel like there's this deep desire to go within, connect within, and really feel like your deeper emotions, like what's really important to you. I feel like you've lost the passion and creativity that you used to have. It probably was there in the beginning of this project, whatever it was. I do feel like it is some sort of computer, social media related for a percentage of you, not all of you. This is obviously a general reading. But you used to have that passion and excitement, and so you could endlessly create pentacle after pentacle after pentacle after pentacle because you were just getting lost in it and you were in your flow state. and you really enjoyed that. And what I'm feeling is that you've lost inner touch with your inner queen, okay? Your inner queen of cups. That part of you that is very connected to her emotions and feels very fulfilled and feels like she is receiving, okay? So in the beginning, when you started this project and you were in your creativity, I would say you were feeling more excitement and passion and like you were receiving, and you've lost touch with that feeling of receiving, and now it's kind of become like this mundane thing that you're doing all the time, and you need to connect back within, okay? You've lost touch with yourself. The Justice card brings in the need for a decision, the need to see the other side of something. So I feel like you've been doing this for so long, you're seeing your thing that you're doing here from a certain perspective. And the Justice card is calling you to see it. How can you see this from another perspective? How can you come at it from an absolutely opposite way to bring some new energy and new ideas into it? This card also is asking you to get really clear, laser-like clear on what you want to do and what you don't want to do, what you value and what you don't value, what feels out of balance to you. Okay, what about what you've been doing, the watering of the plants, moving the plants into the sunlight, all these like day-to-day tasks you're doing all the time? What about that feels out of alignment for you, that feels out of alignment with your Queen of Cups, right? Your inner queen, your inner being. What does she not want to do anymore? Okay, write that down. And then also ask, what is she in alignment with? What brings her passion and creativity out? Because I really feel like you all need to go back to the drawing board. And it's not that your whole thing that you've been doing here needs to be scrapped. It's just that you need to come at it from a new perspective and invigorate some joy and your heart energy back into it. And you need to go inside and go back to the drawing board to really kind of feel, how do I want to do this now? Like, what feels good to me emotionally? What can bring me a lot of expression and joy? So what's coming to me is 30-second story. I read this article not too long ago about how in I think it was Norway or Sweden or both. I really can't remember specifically, but they've been experimenting with a 6-hour day and a like 30-hour work week instead of the normal 40 hours and 8 hours a day, but paying people the same. Okay, and I was reading this whole article. It was really interesting how people's productivity skyrocketed when they only had 6-hour work days, and the companies that instituted this actually made more money even though they had to hire more people to compensate for the fact that, well, everybody's working less. And so even though they were paying out more in salaries to all these different people, the companies were actually, they could see in retrospect that they were actually making more money because they were more productive, because everybody was more invigorated, because they were only like working 6 hours instead of getting burnt out. So I challenge you to look at what your sacred cows are, okay? In our Western society, it's a sacred cow that, oh, we all work 40 hours a week. We all work 8 hours a day. And you have to do that to be productive. And if you don't do that, you can't, you know, you can't be as competitive as everybody else, okay? So what I'm inviting you to do is look at what are those things in your subconscious that you're just not questioning, okay? Because I'm feeling like the energy of like an attorney. An attorney would question everything. So I feel like you need to get real serious with yourself and be like, okay, what are these things that I'm just assuming are the way that it is, but actually it's just my perspective and it's not really true, okay? Bring some clarity in there, because your inner queen can see through the fallacies that you can't see right now, okay? Okay. All right, let's see what the other cards have in store for you. All right, we have the Follow Your Shining Star. Follow your instincts and then be resolute in what you are doing, knowing that you are supported by angels. Okay, follow your shining star. This feels to me like the Queen of Cups energy, okay? What is in soul alignment for you? What feels good for you? Because that's how you got to where you are in the first place. It started with that unbridled creativity. And the cards are inviting you to go back to that unbridled creativity. I feel like what's preventing you from going back into that unbridled creativity is these ideas and notions you have in your mind about how things have to be. Like, oh, I have to post this many times a day, or I have to do da 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 da. What are the things you have going on that you're attached to, that you're afraid that if you let go of, you're just going to lose everything? okay? Because that's a lie, right? So follow your instincts. This'll, letting go of those outdated ideas in your mind is going to allow you to go back into your creativity. Go back to the drawing board, back to when you knew nothing. All right, the next card I have for you is Dream Sweet, Sleep Deep. Sleep that's deep and lasts till morn, wondrous dreams for days reborn. So if you could redream your life, how would you change it? Like, what would be different? What are the things you would keep and what are the things that you would release? If you were in a dream and you could just wave your hand and have it all be arranged and different, what would you be doing differently? How would you see things? How would you rearrange things? Even on like a nitty-gritty day-to-day basis, I feel is really important for you to start to think about, because that's going to allow you to feel more released in what you're doing all the time. All right, I don't dance around the perimeter of the person I want to be. I step in fully and completely. Yeah, this Queen of Cups over here. Let's step into this Queen of Cups energy, right? Because she puts emotional fulfillment first. What if you put emotional fulfillment first instead of these things that you have to do in order to keep things going, okay? Because it's just requiring way too much of your energy, and you're done with it. You're not interested anymore. All right, so third eye chakra is the next card. I see the wisdom of my higher self and apply this wisdom in my life. Okay, so this is the energy of I do know, I can see. I actually can see what to do. So this energy of I can see and I do know is going to help you move forward. It gets you out of this energy of the Two of Swords, which is the energy of I don't know and I can't seem to make a decision. All right? So you do know. Right? And remember, going into this Justice card is going to help you know exactly what to do. All right, the other cards that I have are Root Chakra. I have everything I need to survive and grow in the physical plane, and gratitude. I'm grateful for everyone and everything in my life and the lessons each brings. So the energy of gratitude is very different from the energy that we were feeling up here of this, like, I'm not sure what to do and this is too much work and I don't know how to make a decision. This is very much indecision and doubty energy, and this is very much the opposite of that, right? I am in gratitude, I am in prosperity, I am in wealth, I am in overflow, I am in abundance. Okay, the Queen of Cups is someone who feels very emotionally fulfilled. So fears that you have around financial things, when they come up, step into the energy of, I actually feel in gratitude because I have this and this and this. I'm actually in overflow over here. I'm in overflow in this area of my life, and I actually have everything that I need. In fact, things are going actually pretty well, considering if I actually look at my life and what's going on. There's only a few things that are out of balance. It's really not that big of a deal. I can definitely shift the energy around these few things. Just how I've built this beautiful thing that I have now, I can continue to shift the energy to make it even more beautiful and even more in alignment, and you're going to do that with the energy of gratitude, okay? All right, guys, I hope this energy reading, this card reading was helpful for you guys. Please, if you have a friend who you think would like the pick a pile reading, send them over. And as always, please like and subscribe. It helps my channel so much. All right, guys, see you in another card video. Bye.